ụlọ ikpe elu akagbuola ikpe ndị ala Igbo Development Foundation kpọpụrụ ndị Nigeria n'obodo Enugu. Ya bụ akwụkwọ ahụ ndị ala Igbo Development Foundation gbara ndị Nigeria gbasara egwu eke nke ndị agha Nigeria bịara gbaa n'ala Igbo. Ya bụ egwu eke nke ndị Nigeria bịara gbaa n'ala Igbo nke ha mechara kpọọ Python Dance. Ụlọ ikpe elu nke nọ n'Enugu kagburu ikpe a, mana ala Igbo Development Foundation ekwuola wee sio na ha ga-aga wee kpee na ojughị ha afọ n'ụlọ ikpe ọzọ. Ya bụ na ha ga-ejekwa gbaa akwụkwọ a ka eyomia ya maka na ọ tụ ha n'anya dịka ha si kwuo na ha kpọrọ ndị Nigeria ikpe, mana ndị Nigeria abịaghị zara ọnụ ha ma ọlị. Ha wee sio na ha anụbeghị ma fụkwa ebe ụdị a mere. Ebe ị ga-akpọ mmadụ ikpe, onye ahụ agaghị abịa zara ọnụ ya, emesịa akagbukwa ya ikpe, agaghị akpọ ndị akpọrọ ikpe jụọ ha ihe mere ha ji abịa zara ọnụ ha. Mana egbughị oge ka anyị fụ ma gekwa ihe ndị ala Igbo Development Foundation kwuru gbasara ikpe a. N'egbughị oge ka anyị fụ ma nụkwa ihe ndị ọkaiwu nke ndị ala Igbo Development Foundation kwuru gbasara ikpe a. Ngwa ka anyị kirenu ka ihe niile a si mee nakwa ihe ndị ala Igbo Development Foundation kwuru gbasara ikpe a ha kpọpụrụ ndị Nigeria nke ha ji wee kwuo na o wutere ha otu ndị agha Nigeria ji wee bịa gbaa egwu eke n'ala Igbo nke ha mesịrị wee kpọọ Python Dance. Ngwa ka anyị kirenu ka ndị ala Igbo nakwa ndị ọkaiwu ha ji wee kwuo okwu gbasara otu esi kagbuo ikpe a. Lekwanụ ka o si mee.
Is Max Ozaka. I'm a legal practitioner. I'm the lead counsel for the Igbo Development Foundation and the judgment that the court just delivered.
Okay, what can you make of the judgment today?
Well, in the first place, I must say that I am disappointed in the position that the court took. To start with, the defendants did not put up appearance in this case. They didn't file any defense. They didn't file any paper. And that, first of all, says that our averments in our affidavit were not contradicted in any way and should be deemed as proven by the court. And unfortunately, the court turned around to now believe contrary to what we have averred in our affidavits. This is strange in law. So I'm surprised that the court should give the kind of judgment it just gave.
Okay, to a layman out there, are you trying to say that the defendants, which is the Nigerian government, didn't make any appearance or defend themselves in this case?
Yeah, that is exactly what I am saying. The suit was properly filed. They were properly put on notice by the orders of the court. The processes, the objective processes were served on them through the newspapers. When we saw that they were not putting up appearance, we applied to the court for an order for substituted service, and that was granted, and the order was duly complied with by us. They were served. And when the matter was called for hearing on the 14th of November, they failed, or rather refused, to be in court, and the matter was heard purely on our affidavits, purely on our written addresses, purely on our arguments.
Okay, you said you talked about something strange in court. Does it mean that the court or making appearance for the defendant or something? Because the people would like to understand if the court is making defense or arguing in respect to the defendants.
No, I wouldn't use the language you are using to say that the court is making appearance or whatever for the defendant. That is not physically possible because the court is the arbiter. But what I'm saying is that the law is clear that when there are affidavits filed in court and there is no counter affidavit, the depositions in the affidavit are deemed as proven.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Yes. So we have said this, and there's nothing to the opposite effect coming from the other side. So naturally, common sense, justice demand that what we have said, which of course in any case, even if they put up appearance, even if they find anything, what we said is correct, but the facts are within the public domain.
All right. So how are you taking it from there?
No, the point I'd like to emphasize is that the court, which I find that's what I find strange, because we deposed in our affidavit that, contrary to what the army said in their publication, or rather in their what's it called, communique or whatever, or press conference, we said that the entire Southeast was at that particular point in time in a state of calmness and tranquility. There was nothing that called or necessitated the deployment of soldiers to the Southeast. But the court took a contrary factual view. There was no fact to the contrary before the court. But the court believed and stated that there was a state of anarchy in the Southeast and justified the Operation Python dance. That's what I find strange.
Okay. Okay. Hello, sir. From your own angle, will you say that that you got the justice reserve, or are you expecting to take it further?
We are certainly going to take it further. We didn't get justice here today. That's quite clear. We cited 3 precedents. The case of Yusuf versus Obasanjo, and ironically, the case of Buhari versus Obasanjo. Buhari had, when he was a presidential candidate, when he had not even won the election, and when Obasanjo was president, he had sued then President Obasanjo based on the theory of Section 217 and 218 of the Constitution, which were the 2 sections are in play today. And Buhari won. He won, arguing on the same plan, on the same theories, on the same logic that was thrown out by this federal court today. The same Buhari deployed soldiers that he had argued and sued against when Obasanjo was president. So the court today did not cite any superior case, any case from the Supreme Court or Court of Appeal to contradict these 2 judgments. Rather, the court veered off to questions of interpretation of the Constitution, of which, if you apply those questions straightly, we would have won the day today. And the application is, in application of the interpretation of the Constitution, which the court did today, he moved the word may in Section 217 to front of subject. The word subject came before the word may. It says subject to an act of national that may be that's subject to an act of National Assembly or conditions that may be prescribed by an act of the National Assembly. So it shall always be subject. So it is now up to the National Assembly to prescribe those conditions. So the word may applies to how the National Assembly chooses to prescribe the conditions, the limitations, and the narrowness of the military intervention. Not that the National Assembly can willy-nilly go to sleep. That it may go to sleep while the president runs riot, deploying soldiers to police duties and breaching Section 215, which gave police duties of this country to the Nigerian police force, which is standing there. So these issues were not addressed by the court at all. And just as my senior colleague here had said before, this is a case that throughout its pendency in this court went unchallenged. What happened to the 4 judgments? It's a common law system. Everybody knows it, even a layman knows it. If you don't put up a defense, it's held against you by any common law country. This is not just a court of law, it's also a court of equity. The federal government, thumped its nose against this court, and the court should have taken notice of that, and at least, if he wanted to do federal government a favor, or maybe, do what he did today, he should have just rendered a default judgment. Not with prejudice, but this is a default judgment for failure to appear, for failure to controvert, to contradict the quantum evidence we submitted on behalf of Alibo Development Foundation. He should have just said this is a default judgment and give the federal government, force the federal government to come before the court to defend what it did. Thank you.
All right, so finally, what can you tell your clients with respect to this case? What's your advice, even to those who are expecting a positive judgment at this time?
Yeah, what I would say is that this is a court of first instance. The Court of Appeal is there. Like my colleague said, we are certainly going to the Court of Appeal to also seek their view and their judgment on what we consider to be wrong interpretation of the Constitution by this honorable court. So they should be calm, they should be hopeful that the Court of Appeal will eventually give us justice. Okay,
finally, sir, are you of the opinion that going further you can still make it or get a positive judgment?
Yes, I believe that my principal has said it all. We still have rights of appeal. I believe by the special grace of God, when we get to that place, justice will be done. The matter was unchallenged, and the court enjoined. Once the matter is unchallenged, the court enjoins that, and the judgment here is not in our favor. But I think by the special grace of God, when we go up there, we'll get judgment from there.
All right, thank you. It's a pleasure speaking with us. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, why can
My brother, Kpakpando.
Biko, ndị na-ekiri na mbụ nwa niile ga-achọ ịmata onye ewu.
Okay, afọ m bụ Barrister Chinedu Okeke.
Ọ dị mma. Dịka ụlọ ikpe si ikpe na ihe gbasara ikpe ndị otu Ala Igbo Development Foundation n'ihe gbasara egwu eke ndị ahịa Nigeria bịa gbaa n'ala Igbo. Ụlọ ikpe etufuo na ya. Kedu ihe ị ga-ekwu gbasara okwu a taa?
Okay, ihe ga-ekwu gbasara okwu a bụ na anyị abatago na court, anyị afụ otu ha si ikpe maka the judge ekwugo na ndị amị pụta mechacha ihe niile ha tosiri ime, but with ya ifo ebe a, with all akwụkwọ niile anyị gbara anyị sa abụcha, processes niile anyị sa abụcha ha, oworo any particular process anyị fo, oworo akwụkwọ bụ na anyị gosila anyị na ndị amị wetara ebe a since I bidoro this matter last year. But onye mezina ya bụ na court ekwugo I were the right to challenge them. Yeah, I get mezikita na bụ na I were right of appeal. Jeze appeal court, je metọpụ the other one follow.
Otu ọ dị ugbu a, ya bụ na a ga-eje kpugharịkwa ya gbakwa akwụkwọ ọzọ.
A ga-eje gbagharịa akwụkwọ ọzọ jee na court of appeal. Court of appeal is the superior court to this one. So I can right of appeal ijekwa ebe ahụ je metọpụ ya there.
Mana ndị Igbo na-ene anya na ikpe a ga-amasị ha. Kedu ihe ị ga-agwazi ndị Igbo ugbu a gbasara otu esi ikpe a na n'ụlọ ikpe taa?
Okay, ihe ga-agwa ndị Igbo anyị bụ na ha wee ndidi. Because ekpegị dị ike bụ na ekpegị ya. O nwere ntị na anyị ga-emenwuzi ebe a. Ebe anyị ga-ebuzi okwu ha je buzi na the upper place, which is the court of appeal. Ndị Igbo na-ekiri anyị na this particular place, ha wee ndidi. Because I say ebe a pụọ, we have hope. I score from court of appeal. I will I the apex court, which is the Supreme Court of Nigeria. But yet now what happened? How when did that with IG, I will go by again Mary.
N'iji pechi ya oge ya ọkaikpe na-ekwu okwu ọ rụtụgasị akwụkwọ ihe gbasara nta akụkọ nke Punch na ihe ndị a ihe niile bụ ihe o ji wee kpee kwa o kwesịrị ịdị otu a.
Otosiri do ta na mana ịmagon all the OG as evidence before the court and before the Nigerian army. So yeah, that's why I didn't know the weight of his evidence before the court. So Otosiri Ibia to the one or that one mana the only thing when just Otunsi Kwanambu I get you as appeal. That is just the thing.
Okay.
Okay.